Well, welcome everyone to the HospoGenius demonstration video. We'll start with going to the HospoGenius logon page. So ExciteLabs HospoGenius is where we're going. And you click on logon and you'll be typing in usually your own email address. Here we're using the demo account, so demo at ExciteLabs, and using the password. And we'll get a bit of a login there going. So here's the typical HospoGenius page. It's just, the layout for an PC or a laptop. If you're doing this work on a phone or a tablet, it'll work just as well. The layout will be a bit different because we've got a much smaller screen that we've got to display all the information on smaller tablets and phones. You'll just probably see the center conversation part and having to click buttons to get out to the venues or go and have a look at your venue documents. So the very first step is, now we've logged on, we're going to head over and create a venue. We haven't got any venues at this point, so let's add a venue. And the venue we're going to be demonstrating today is a fictitious bar and grill up in Surfers Paradise called Calypso Bar and Grill. So just entering in the venue name there, and the venue creates over there. Now if you've opted for a subscription that has the ability to have more than one venue, you can add other venues into the system. So I'm going to add another venue, Wayne's French Restaurant. Now if you don't like the name of the venue you've put in, you can always rename. So select the venue, click on rename, and we might be changing this venue name to Franco's French Restaurant. So there you go. So you can have, depending on your subscription, you can have one or more venues on the left-hand side here, and you must select the venue that you are having the conversation about or uploading files about. So when you click on Calypso Bar and Grill, which I've just done there, that's what the venue you've selected. When you are uploading files or having a conversation about Calypso Bar and Grill, it will not cross-pollinate, so to speak, with the files and the conversation you have about your other venue, Franco's French Restaurant. So we're selecting the Calypso Bar and Grill, and we'll start with probably the first question. I like to always start with a brand new venue. What can you do for me? Just to start the conversation up. So here we go. Always takes a bit of time to think. Now this is utilizing over 100 years of hospo expertise, like as if you're a food and beverage manager. It has been trained on all sorts of New Zealand and Australian venue tips, techniques, expertise, knowledge, skills and abilities. So what can you do for me? It's come back with some questions. It wants to know a bit about the venues. So it's asked for the name and type of venues. So we're talking about Calypso Bar and Grill, which is located. So it wants to know which is a bar and small restaurant. It is based in Surfers Paradise, Gold Coast. Now obviously there's more than one Gold Coast around the world, so we probably have to be pretty specific. Queensland, Australia. Its operating hours, well, it operates 7 days a week for lunch and dinner, closing around 1 a.m. on Thursday to Saturday, and 12 p.m. Sunday through Wednesday. So that gives the operating hours and dates and days. In winter, we close Mondays because of very low trade on Mondays. Not enough locals come out to it. The biggest challenge. My biggest challenge is low profitability. and negative profitability in winter. And I think my rosters are not efficient. So let's just pop that answer back in there. Doesn't matter how long you have your prompt. It's you know, as long or as short as you want, but the more information you provide this, the better. Okay, let's come back with a bit of an answer here. Thanks for the rundown. It's always very polite, HospoGenius. So here's the initial take. Seasonal profitability challenges around, so yeah, especially Mondays, less tourists, less foot traffic on Mondays. Focus on we need to maybe focus on a winter menu and promotions to appeal to locals and shoulder season visitors. That's yeah, that's probably pretty good. Staffing efficiencies, yeah, we've got to put the staff where the peaks are, Thursday to Saturday, and look at the weekday and winter rostering, analyse the costs by percentages, day shifts, that sort of stuff, and see if we can isolate some overstaffing or underperforming periods. We'll need to look at the beverage and food strategy, which is interesting. We'll have to upload some documents there. Next steps, we should probably say what sort of theme restaurant it is. It is based on a Caribbean style and theme. So let's pop that in as part of it. The next step's probably going to we need to upload some data. So it's talking there. The next step it's talking there. The next steps there. Upload any recent P&Ls, which we've got demonstration P&L for this Calypso Bar and Grill. I'll share the menus and beverage lists. Will be pretty good, and it wants to start diagnosing the cost structure and sales patterns. So let's see what we got. So yeah, look, it's asking for menus, storytelling, that sort of stuff. So let's get some files here. Now you can either hit the plus button or just click and drag files into this interaction button here. So let's just hit the upload button. And Calypso Bar and Grill. I've got a profit and loss statement, so I can open that file and it'll start uploading that. There it is. It's uploaded, but it needs to index. I've also got a demonstration roster from June and December to provide HospoGenius, so I'll upload that information. As you can see, these files start populating the venue section of the display here. And I've got some menus. Now, the interesting thing with the menus, the profit and loss and the rosters were both text-based. They were Excel spreadsheets. They could be Word documents, and I'm going to upload some images, so JPEG images of the dinner menu. Let's do that one first. HospoGenius can handle all sorts of different file formats. It can handle PDFs as well. Word documents, as I said, PowerPoints if that's what you've got, straight text files, comma separated values. So there's the drinks menu and there's the lunch menu. So you can see here, these are the files that I'm uploading. Now when you upload these files, we have got the venue Calypso Bar and Grill selected. These files relate only to that venue. They will not cross-pollinate to other venues you have, and certainly to other clients that are utilizing HospoGenius. The other nice thing is they are dark to the internet, so they are not available to the internet. They're not available to future AI training. They're just kept dark and confidential to you and your venues. So these documents have been uploaded for Calypso Bar and Grill. We could have a completely different set of documents for Franco's French Restaurant, and a completely different conversation. As you can see, swapping between your venues is very, very easy and quick. So even though they've uploaded, it says it's ready for answering, they do take a bit of time to actually index and therefore become available to the AI brain, the HospoGenius, to start analysing and providing you information. So we're going to wait a few minutes. In the meantime, you can start talking about the venue. Maybe we can talk about how big it is. It is 280 meters squared inside and 40 meters squared outside. It has 28 tables inside with 4 seats per table on average. There are 8 tables outside with 4 seats per table average, and there are 9 seats at the bar. There are 4 seats on a railing outside as well. So that gives us a bit of a context of how big the venue is and how the seating and patronage and etc. So let's just put that information in. Starting to think about the venue. It's starting to talk about what the approach you should be taking with this Caribbean style restaurant. We need to have the menu and beverage aligned, maybe improve some of the winter drink options, especially in the cocktail area. But let's have a look at what it's talking about now. So key insights: seating capacity 28 tables, 112 seats outside, 32 bar seats, 9 total, 157 guests maximum. Balanced indoor outdoor plus bar, good flexibility, especially important for Gold Coast climate and weekend trading. That's true. The food menu, so it's now analysed and indexed the food menu. The food menu clearly reflects the Caribbean flavours: jerk pork, ribs, island snapper, tropical shrimp. We've used that name because it's a Caribbean themed restaurant. With pricing, cocktail supports the theme, tropical drinks, $18 to $28. The wine list somewhat generic, so that's an interesting insight. Which could be tailored more to a Caribbean or a tropical style. Beer pricing aligns with Gold Coast expectations. So it knows about the venue and where it is. It's looking now price points and upsell potential. Dinner price the mid to upper range for Service Paradise casual dining bar. Cocktail prices reflect a premium pricing which suits your late night closing hours on weekends. Some limited dessert options may miss potential dessert upsell, just 2 items at 14 and 16. So that's a good little insight to begin with. We can work on that. Operational notes: 15% surcharge public holidays, good to capture extra margin on the busy days. Food menu seems compact. Good kitchen efficiency but limited entree variety. So that's something we might need to look at to help our clients enjoy their night out. Cocktail list repetition: Calypso punch twice, spelling errors. Oh, there you go. So it's even picked up some spelling errors of the original documentation. Needs clearing up for professionalism, clarity. Okay, fair enough. Recommendations. So it's already coming out recommendations. So let's engineer the menu for seasonality. So we can get quite complicated here. So should I have a different dinner menu and lunch menu, just maybe a dinner menu for each of the 4 seasons on the Gold Coast for this restaurant? So asking, getting a pretty, this is part of the HospoGenius experiment and part of their experience. So you can experiment with what you should be doing in your restaurants, get HospoGenius to sort of virtually test these items out for you. So it's having a bit of a think. Let's have a look what it's answered here. Oh, lots of big answer here, a bit nice and detailed. Should you have a different menu for each season? Short answer: full seasonal menu swap 4 times a year is usually too operationally complex for a small bar and restaurant like yours. Well, that's great advice. Don't go there. That's fantastic. Core menu with targeted seasonal tweaks. Yeah, okay, that sounds like the compromise. Why not a full season? So it's telling you the reasons why not to do it. Here it is, and here's what the recommendation was doing. So it's really is proving to be a great food and beverage manager advisor to you. So here's here's what the changes you want to do. Quarterly rotating specials is probably the way to go. So that's interesting approach. It's great advice. Beverage seasonal tweaks as well. Swap or add a few cocktails for winter warming punches and coffee cocktails. What a great advice. So change the cocktail menu. Wouldn't have thought of that. Only would have been focusing on the food menus, but no, that's a great idea. Actually do it via the drinks menu. And the menu presentation, not too bad. Seasonal specials section, printed or digital menus create excitement and test out new dishes and drinks for the staff. Boost so benefits of the approach: boost winter appeal. Well, I really want to get this done for winter. So can you give me a list of the cocktails for winter, for autumn and winter, that this venue should have? Let's make it one drinks menu for the non-summer spring months. And can you give me 3 specials I could try for autumn and winter? So we're starting to get quite specific, and this is what the Calypso Bar and Grill example here. This HospoGenius really loves that, getting into the thick of the detail and utilising the information you provided, and quite a lot of detail. So it's having a good think about it. And okay, here's its answer pretty quickly. So it's giving you the specific. Yeah, spiced Caribbean old fashioned, a hot rum punch, a ginger lime mojito, spiced pineapple mule. That'll kick you in the mule place. Caribbean coffee cocktail, passion wine, Ireland hot toddy. So they're great. That's 7 great cocktail options for specials. And it's also jumped in there with the food special to try. So slow braised jerk pork shoulder, coconut sweet potato soup. Great. That's a great idea for winter that still complies with the Caribbean style of venue we've got here. And a spice rum glazed grilled mahi. So just terrific options for this restaurant, and they're going to be options that really stand out for this particular restaurant. So let's add pricing to this new list of drinks and dishes ready for winter and autumn. So I'm asking it now, given that it knows my venue is at Surfers Paradise on the Gold Coast, Queensland, Australia. So it's going to come out with some appropriate pricing. It knows the sort of style of venue I am. It knows my sort of quality, and it knows the other. Pricing on my list, and yeah, it's going to come out with pricing recommendations based on its experience. So there you go. The 22, 2019, 2118, 2018. Fantastic. That's 18 to 22, $28 cocktail range, competitive. And there's your three dishes. The soup 16, that sounds about right. The slow pork jelly 36, and the mahi spiced rum glazed 38. That's within the price range for $32, $42 in Surfers Paradise. Appetizers 16 to 22, so that's fantastic. Commercial rationale, so it's given me a bit of an idea there. The cocktail margins is going to be around 65 to 70%, so it's looked at what the pricing input should be. So to implement this, I need to know how do I can you give me the cocktail instructions in short form for my bar staff for these new cocktails. So we're going to have to teach these to the bar staff, or at least give them a little index card of how to put these cocktails together. Well, the ingredients is the main thing, obviously. So let's get my food and beverage HospoGenius to give me that information as well, to make this implementation as easy and simple as possible. So it's having a bit of a think. Beautiful, there it is. Okay, so this is very short information there. Cocktail staff instructions. Here's what you got to do for the spiced old fashioned. Even talking about the garnish and cinnamon stick there, hot run punch, how to do it there. Fantastic ginger lime mojito. Fantastic garnish, giving a garnish every time. So that's all the instructions my staff need. Now I need to promote this. So what would the promotional plan be for these specials and new cocktails for the start of autumn? So, and we'll say for locals to be encouraged to come to the venue. Let's have a go at that. So now we're sort of swapping the whole conversation. It remembers what we've been talking about. It's been talking about new cocktails, warming cocktails for autumn and winter. It's been talking about some of the dishes we're going to add to the menu to really focus, for specials, focus on the autumn and winter colder months. And now we're going to start saying, well, I know all that. We know what we're doing from an execution point of view. Okay, how are we going to promote this out into the market? So here we go. We've got a promotion answer already. So, and we're targeting the locals at the start of autumn with the new menus. And here's how it goes. So for local loyalty preview events, so host a Caribbean autumn warmers tasting night. How good's this? Invite the local neighbourhood via social media, email database, in-house flyers. Offer some sample cocktail testings, some mini versions, some food share plates, $25 to $30 per person. Fantastic. Autumn warmers happy hour, Tuesday to Thursday. So it's remembered what our main nights are and what our low nights are. So it's okay, let's hit Tuesday to Thursday. It knows Monday's closed, so it hasn't included that day. How good's this? Taste of Tropics combo deals. So it's even come up with option number 3, producing some combo deals. So the example here, slow braised jerk pork plus a spice Caribbean old fashioned for $10 off combined price. How good's that? Launch these combos in front of house, point of sale, on social media and via delivery platforms and local targeting. Fantastic. Option 4 here, local influencer community collaboration. Partner with 3 to 5 Gold Coast micro influencers, local foodie groups for previews and social amplification. Great stuff. Invite some local businesses for after work gatherings and group discounts. You should be getting. So I wonder what local business groups are there. So what are the local business groups for my venue? So let's see how much it knows about Surfers Paradise. Let's get into that. Let's see how good it is at remembering where we are and who and what's going on. So this is not just from a static library from reading a book. This is combining with local knowledge. HospoGenius can combine with that. And look at this: Service Paradise Alliance, Gold Coast Chamber of Commerce, Gold Coast Hospitality Group, Service Paradise Business Network, Tourism Industry Network, local branch. Yeah. So there's a few options there. Great information. Now, it might be time to starting to look at the profit and loss statement. So we can have a look at we got the profit and loss statement here. So what insights can you let me know about when looking at my P&L? There's the file name there. And let's see what it comes back with. So it's now going out to the venue documents again and just doing a deep dive analysis on the P&L statement and see what it comes back with, shall we? Fantastic. It's not really looking at the rosters yet. Again, all this information is it's pretty private for your company. It's not shared anywhere in the universe, in the internet, for other venues. They can't just look up this material. It's all kept securely, which is great. Okay, here's the it's done a fair bit of analysis here. Key sites: consistent negative profit margin, negative 9.5 to 9.8 across all quarters for 23 to 24, despite growing revenue, indicating ongoing operational losses that require urgent margin scrutiny. So that's, I've sort of felt that. Revenue growth has been good. 23 financial year 23, 2.4 mil. It's gone up to 2.6 mil in 24, so that's an 8.3 uplift. So that's good. Food and revenue growth is slower than beverage revenue growth. Beverage is maintaining around 30% of overall revenue, so we need to probably bring that up. Cost of goods sold. Cost of goods sold for food high at 35%. So it's taking that raw data and actually starting to give me some percentages and information and ratios, that sort of stuff, which is excellent information. Labour costs hover around 42% of revenue. Substantial but typical of bars and kitchen operation staff costs are eating heavily into the margins. So for 24 versus 23, labour costs of goods sold roughly 67% of revenue, leaving slim gross profit to cover overheads. Operating expenses, it's talking about that. Roughly 29% of revenue. Utilities is significant, 12%. So typical for prime service paradise location, especially the rent side, everyone knows that. Marketing budget appears decent, 5%, good foundation for promotion, so that's good. Depreciation negative every quarter, worsening through 23-24. Depreciation stable, but a factor on earnings before income tax. Seasonal impact for quarterly. Highest revenue Jan to March, correlating with summer peak season, so that's good information. Lowest in Q1, Q4, reinforcing winter as a weak season. Despite seasonal losses remain consistent, meaning cost base is too high. And now it's giving me recommendations, focusing on tightening up the food and beverage costs. We need to look at the labour efficiency, which we'll do that with the roster shortly. OPEX review, operational expenses, check high supply costs. Now, if you don't understand any of these terms, so OPEX, what is OPEX? Now, you might know what OPEX is. Some traders and managers and owners won't. You can ask HospoGenius to explain further. You don't understand something, just ask. And you're not asking in front of a group of people. You're not asking in front of even your food and beverage manager. You're asking HospoGenius. It's all behind the scenes, and it's going to give you a great answer. So don't be afraid to, if it's using a terminology, it's in the industry, it'll explain it. OPEX, operating expenses. These are day-to-day running costs necessary to keep your business operational. Here's the example. So it's a really good explanation. Managing OPEX is crucial. Keeping OPEX in line with revenue helps maintain a healthier overall margin. So, would you like me to break down my my OPEX categories? All you have to do there is say yes, please, and away it does. So you're having a conversation with the HospoGenius. It's an intelligent person. It knows what it's all about, and it's going to do a deeper dive on your OPEX expenses. So here you go. Here's all the breakdowns of it. Largest expense, rent and outgoing, 10 to 12%. Total revenue, marketing, advertising, 4 to 6%. That's great. Campaigns, repairs and maintenance, 2 to 4. Cleaning and waste management, 1.3. That sounds pretty low to me. License, permits, insurance, gender 1 to 2%. So we're going all right there. Office, admin, supply, about 1%. Other sundry expenses. So why this matters? So we can. Would you like me to identify some OPEX line items that appear unusually high? Yes, please. Again, conversation continues. It's analysing your files, your documents, your data. The more information you provide HospoGenius, the better the answers it's going to come back. The better questions you ask, the more in-depth questions you ask, the better help it's going to give you and your venues to get into profitability and extend that profitability. So there you go. So yeah, there's the categories. It's talking about rent online, negotiate lease, reduce utility wastage. That's important. Marketing, advertising, but you got to track the advertising ROIs. Typical cost control checklist. So these are the things you can check off and check out for yourself. Rent and utility. Check for energy efficient opportunities. LED lighting, energy monitors. Negotiate rental terms or renewal. See if there's any government incentives. We can ask HospoGenius to see if what government incentives are out there. Let's get over now to the rosters. So what about the rosters? What can I do to improve efficiency So what about the rosters? What can I do to improve efficient operations here? So asking great questions, you'll get great answers. Having a big think here, I think it's taking a really good in-depth look at the rosters. Obviously the roster information is not straightforward, but this AI HospoGenius can handle any sort of complexity you need, and it really is suited to complex data flows. You can supply sales information, you can supply stock movement information. You're only limited to your imagination of what HospoGenius can do for you in your business. So improvements, labour coverage and training patterns, peak shifts, it's talking about that, it's understood that, no problem. Overlapping late finishes for the bar and floor staff, often more than needed on quieter nights. You seem to have multiple floor staff at 10 p.m. plus with limited guest flow, so that's interesting information. Long shifts, 8 hours plus for kitchen and bar staff will cause fatigue, so look for opportunity to reduce overlaps. Bar star shifts staggered with floor to cover to busy windows without full dual coverage. Cross training, that's a great idea. Monday closure impact in winter. Monday closure is good labour cost control. Consider a scale back Monday opening in shoulder seasons for specials and local nights if justified by sales. Yeah, that's a good point. Manager presence, 2 managers sometimes rostered in evenings and weekends. Evaluate. So that's a good thing I haven't spotted in that document. So that's something I can look at. Weekend peak strategy, use walk-up reservation data or POS data. So we need some walk-up information or your point of sale terminals to know when to help fine-tune these rosters. So it's telling you what data it needs to do a better job in advising you, which is fantastic. So this has been a great example of using the HospoGenius and value files. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you'd like a live demo with someone from the ExciteLabs team, just let us know. Pop your details into the demo screen. Hope this demo has been a great exposure to what HospoGenius can do in your venue or venues, and we'll see you next time.